that we all don't pray for that, and that would never happen. But this happens on a daily basis. Do you have what is that your plan if your income suddenly stop? How long could you fund that lifestyle? How long will it take you to fund that lifestyle? And that's what we want to talk about today. Because 1 month, 3 months, most people think a high income means financial freedom, but it doesn't. Some of the most financially stressed people that I know make six figures. And that's what we want to talk about today. How are you doing? I'm Dr. Lina, Doctor of Business and Technology. I help professionals turn their income into real wealth. So if your goal is to build wealth and gain financial freedom, because financial freedom is the goal, then you want to stick around and while we do this together. All right, welcome in. How are you all doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. So, question today that we want to talk about is the four wealth system that you need to use to build wealth. If your income suddenly stops today, do you have a plan? How long can you fund that lifestyle that you're living as of today? And you'll be like, oh, you know what? That can never be me. It cannot happen to me. That was the case of the over 30,000 employees in Oracle. Everybody wants to shy away. We know that we don't pray for things like that, but it happens on a daily basis. So if it happens to you, if that income suddenly stops, do you have a plan? What's your plan? And that's what we want to talk about, because we're going to be talking about the four-step to wealth, the four-step wealth system that fixes it. This question that I just asked you. So if you don't have a plan, come around, because I see a whole lot of six-figure income earners that they're struggling. They are actually financially stressed. And that's why I want us to talk about this today. What's your plan? What is your plan if your income suddenly stops today? I know you don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it as well. But reality sets in when you see 30,000 people laid off in Oracle, 17,000 in Spirit Airline, Mental laid off 7,000. These are humans. These are individuals like you and I. So what is your plan? If, let's assume, something happens, you suddenly get laid off, you lose that income, do you have a plan? Because guess what? A lot of six-figure income earners that are saying they're so financially stressed, they are worried because of the lifestyle they have built. So welcome in. And I'm Dr. Lina. We're going to be talking about that wealth system, that the four steps to wealth building. That's what we're going to talk about today. So you are no longer financially stressed. You have financial peace. And that's what we are going to be talking about today. Ozena, welcome in. How are you doing? Welcome to the $1 Million League, where we talk about everything about financial freedom, because we understand money is just a tool to gaining financial freedom. Financial freedom is really the goal. So welcome in, and I'm Dr. Lina, Doctor of Business and Technology, a serial investor, and I am just here to teach you, to coach you, and to motivate you to get to your financial freedom journey. So if that sounds like what you're looking for, ending the paycheck to paycheck cycle, you want to click the subscribe button, click the follow button, and join the community of millionaires, becoming a millionaire in dollars in 10 years or less. This is not get rich quick scheme. This is a process and structures that we follow here to build wealth in the right way. So welcome in. Make sure you click on that subscribe button if you haven't, and make sure you also turn on the notification bell. So question is, if that your income stops tomorrow, can you still fund your lifestyle? I know nobody wants to talk about that, but it's the reality. When you see people laid off in tens of thousands, then you know that it's something that you need to take into account, such that it will not happen to you, but in case it means that you have a safety net, you have a backup. So today we're going to be talking about the 4 steps wealth system that fixes this issue. because a lot of times I have seen a lot of six-figure income earners that are financially stressed because they have created a form of lifestyle that the income cannot even take care of. They don't have safety net. They're building wealth the wrong way. So welcome in and tap out the live, share out the live, invite your friends over. And if you're just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology, serial investor, and I have been in the corporate America for close to 2 decades. Also been investing for close to 2 decades. I'm a serial investor and I own and manage double-digit real estate portfolio. So there's a reason why I can talk about whatever I'm talking about today. And of course, this is called the $1 million league. This is the community of millionaires. So if your goal is to get to that $1 million status, then welcome, right? Are you already a millionaire? Then also congratulations to you. But you want to get to that $1 million status, you want to scale, then you're in the right place. So welcome each and every one of us. Let's tap out the live. We try to get to 10,000 taps as quickly as possible. Click on the follow button. Click on the subscribe button. So let me ask you something. If your income stops tomorrow, how long could you survive? 3 months, 1 month, maybe 6 months, right? Maybe 6 months. And you might be like, oh, it's not going to happen to me. It happened to 30,000 people in Oracle, 17,000 people in Spirit Line, 7,000 people Meta, and a ton of people. That's how it's now thousands and thousands. So most people would think that our income earner, our income when I get to my six-figure salary, I've already arrived. It means that it's financial freedom. Unfortunately, it's not. Because most of the financially stressed people that I meet on a daily basis as clients, one-on-one mentorship, are, are income earners. So why do our income earners feel broke? Okay, welcome. Nabi, welcome. Civilian, welcome in. And welcome in. So, why are our income earners? Why are they broke? Number one is lifestyle inflation. Your income comes in, so is the bill. So you increase your lifestyle. Your lifestyle creep to take over. Instead of doing one thing, you follow the rule that we were taught in school. We were taught, right? The society taught us: go to school, get a job, fund the lifestyle, of course, and work to 65 and retire. And guess what? DIE, right? That's what society taught us. But where is the place of purpose in there? There isn't, right? In whatever scenario that we just described, or what the society has sold to us. So what? Because in whatever they are described, there's nothing called wealth building. There's nothing called financial freedom. The American dream or whatever dream in your country, there's no financial freedom there. It just says work. That's what it is. Work, fund lifestyle. That's what it is. Out there in school aren't doing anything in our country. Absolutely. Meredith, welcome in. How are you doing? Yes, Meredith, welcome in, and Rakesh and everyone joining. Make sure let's tap out the live. Click on the follow button and click on that subscribe button. And let's teach what the school never taught us. Kathy said the school did not teach us all of that. Exactly. But there was one thing that the school taught us. School taught us one thing. Thank you. Thank you, Meredith. Make sure you click the subscribe button so you can see more of my pretty face. School taught us one thing though. School gave us the skill. That Washington never called that, whatever that is, right? School taught us one thing. They gave us the skill. Either you're an engineer, you're a doctor, you are a scientist, you're whatever, right? School gave us the skill, and the skill that they gave us another thing, which is they give us the income, right? That's why I always start with one thing. Remember, it starts with the income. If you take that income, the dream, the American dream or your country dream, right? That dream is take that income and fund lifestyle. Work, right? Fund lifestyle to 65, right? However, remember there is no, yes, absolutely, right. However, there is one thing that you were not taught, right? Is how then do you turn that your income into wealth? Because if you don't turn that your income, if you just use it to fund lifestyle, you realize one thing, that you're not going to gain financial freedom, because you will fund the lifestyle, but guess what? you will have to continue to work to fund that lifestyle. That's what it means. And that's what it means by people not gaining financial freedom. Now, how then do you gain financial freedom? Thank you all for tapping out the live, sharing out the live. We try to get to 10,000 as quickly as possible because that's the only language that we understand. Why are you crying? Yeah, that's the only language that the algorithm understands. So thank you all for doing that. Let's tap out the live. Click the follow button. This community is called the $1,000,000 League. So if you are just coming here, this is the community of millionaires. If your goal is to become a millionaire or you want to scale to be a multi-millionaire, then you're in the right place. This is not get rich quick scheme. We teach about Ebony Monday. Welcome in. Afraid, thank you for tapping all the live. So good to have each and every one of us here. Now, if your goal is to get to that $1,000,000 status or to scale from a million to multi-million, then you're in the right place. This is not get rich quick scheme, right? This is about strategy and structures because here we are building financial freedom. We're building generational wealth. This is not about something, this is something that you can actually teach your children, that you should teach your children. So you want to stick around, click on the follow button, tap out the live, invite your friends over, share the live. Sharing is pressing my forehead on the screen and power share to your friends. Your contact is going to come there, then you share. And of course, tapping is just tapping the screen, right? It doesn't cost you anything. Just tap the screen non-stop and you will learn a whole lot of things that we talk here, right here. And Bishop just joined the $1,000,000 League. Congratulations joining the $1,000,000 League. What is happening to this today? Yes. Now I'm excited. Bishop just joined the $1,000,000 League. And my friend on the YouTube as well, just click on that subscribe button. Welcome to the $1,000,000 community. So having said that, today we are talking about the four step of wealth systems, the four-step wealth system that's going to help you to build wealth. The one that we were not taught in school, the one that they deliberately removed from the school curriculum because they taught you what? How to get the income, but they did not tell you how to build wealth, unfortunately. Otherwise, if everybody knows how to build wealth, guess what? Nobody's going to be doing the 9 to 5. There won't be a paycheck, whatever, because everybody would be, it's so easy to become that millionaire, right? Why do you have to kill yourself and work 45 years, right? So that's what we want to talk about today, the four system. So how do you become millionaire? That's what we're talking about. So make sure you click on that follow button. And if it was that easy, right? College took you 4 years. If it was that easy, right, you will get it. You will get your college degree under 1 minute, right? So stick around and make sure you tap out the like, click on the follow button if you haven't done that. So first, let's understand why do people do not build wealth? Because if you understand why they don't build wealth, then you would be able to understand how to build wealth. So why are people not building wealth? So the first thing is that people make so much believe in something. Income equals wealth, right? Income equals wealth. But in real sense, income does not equal wealth, because income, right, is what you do with that income. That's what is going to build you wealth. If all that you do with your income is, oh, you know what, you're just paying bills, you're not building wealth. All you're just using is you're trading your life to pay bills. That's all that you're doing. And you will do that again and again. That's what is called the hamster wheel. That's what is called the rat race. That is called what is called the paycheck to paycheck cycle. And unfortunately, people are stuck with this for 45 years. So how then, what do you need to change? The society taught us something: go to school, get a job, and fund lifestyle. But then instead of this, you're supposed to do this. When you do this, that is when you start building wealth. So what is this, right? The triangle, what is it? Instead of doing I, change it to triangle and you see that you will build wealth. So one of the things that the I, which is income, fund, lifestyle, what it does is that people get to what? They get to have lifestyle inflation. So you get an income, you pray for a 6-figure salary, then the 6-figure salary comes. What happens? You get that big house, you get that big car, right? You get the next, of course, you have arrived, you get all of the credit cards. Everybody sees once you turn to six figure, you get to that 6-figure salary. Guess what? It's the floodgate of all of the credits for you. All the credit cards want to take a bite for you because they will just keep offering and offering and offering, right? That's what happens. And that is the beginning of, if you're not careful, that is the beginning of, call it failure, financial failure. That's the beginning of financial stress. Kimberly, yeah, you're right. Okay, I'm glad. Make sure you click on that follow button because we talk about some things, the reality here. Your network keeps breaking. Oh, really? What's going on? I'm not sure. Is that the same thing with everybody? My network keeps breaking, guys. Let me know. Teddy says my network keep breaking. Can you all hear me? Put one if you can hear me, or let me know if I'm not sure what's going on because everything looks good on my end. Everything looks good on my end. But then, number one is the lifestyle inflation. Inflation is the one biggest, and let's keep tapping out the life. Thank you all for doing that. Inflation is the first biggest thing, right? Lifestyle inflation. You get that big job. Hello, Courtney. Hello, Troll. How are you? I hope you're not here to troll today. Make sure you click on the subscribe button. How are you doing? And make sure you click on that follow button. So lifestyle inflation is one of the biggest things. The income comes in, you get a promotion, you get a raise, but guess what? So is also your expenses. Your expenses also goes up. Your expenses is chasing your income, right? Your income is here, your expense is here. Guess what? What you're basically doing is that you are taking income to fund expenses. That's all that you're doing. But then that is not going to help you build wealth, right? Number two is, and this is very common with the high income earners, six-figure salary. You see that their income, their expenses, their income is at times even the expense is higher than the income, right? We'll be having the media challenge where, because some people don't even know, and that might be the reason why you are financially pressured, that you don't have financial peace, because you're like, you know what, I'm making 150,000, I'm making 120,000, making 200,000, but I am still stressed. I'm even more stressed than when I was making 80,000 or $70,000 a year, right? Reset just joined the family of millionaires. Congratulations. Congratulations, Reset, joining the $1 Million League. That's this community. So I'll click on the follow button and join the community of millionaires. Click on the subscribe button on the YouTube side and also join the community of the millionaires, because we are streaming on two platforms right now. So great. So the other thing is, your income comes, then so is your expense. The other thing is that people do not have an emergency fund. Remember, I asked the question when we started. I said that if that your job or that your income stops today, how many months can you fund your lifestyle? Is it 3 days? Some people don't even have anything. They cannot even survive for 1 month. They can't survive for 3 months. They can't survive for 6 months. And trust me, a lot of people are falls in this category, not because they deliberately did that, but it's because nobody was talking about emergency fund. Nobody ever talks about, have an emergency fund. Nobody taught you that in school. But in a situation, especially more than ever, that there are droves of layoffs coming out of AI, coming out of whatever the economy is doing, you want to have your emergency fund. What's your emergency fund? Emergency fund is simply 4 things, right? It's just basically your expenses for 3 to 6 months. Start with 1 month, then take it to 3 months, then take it to 6 months. If you are self-employed, you want to have to 3 to 12 months. Excuse me. You want to have 6 to 12 months, because your incomes are even a little bit dicey. Moving silence, big boss, welcome in, and thank you all for tapping out the live. Really appreciate that. Let's tap it. Let's get it to 1,000 quickly, and then to 10,000, and click on that follow button if you haven't done that. We said thank you so much for sharing the live. So what should we do to become financially stable? That's what we're talking about today, right? Make sure you click on the follow button, because you want to know everything right in 1 minute, but you will get it. Number one that you can do is have your emergency fund. So I just answered one of your questions, Teddy Atlas. The first thing is that you have your emergency fund. As a matter of fact, you have your income, and then you have your emergency fund. What's your emergency fund? 3 to 6 months, right, of your expenses. These expenses are what is called your basic need, right? your basic need. What are your basic need? Your basic need, Kemi, yes, thank you so much, Kemi. Thank you. Thank you so much for doing that. And make sure you click on the follow button. Your emergency fund is your basic needs. Your basic needs are four things. Remember, I call it four walls. I call it four walls. Your four walls is what is called your housing. You need to have roof over your head. The second thing is, of course, your groceries, feeding, right? Babies have to eat. You have to eat, right? To be alive. You have to have water and all of that. Then number three is, of course, your utilities. So you want to have light, you want to have heat, you want to have the AC. Like if you're in Texas like me, that we are already at 90 Fahrenheit and it's extremely hot, you want to make sure that you cannot afford not to have your AC on, and then the HVAC on. The other thing that you need to have, which is the last one, is your transportation, right? It's something that's going to take you from one place to the other, either by bus pass. In Europe, it's more like, the transportation, the train system, New York and all of that, it's much better. Bus pass, train pass, you can have your car notes, your gas or whatever. So those four things. If you notice one thing here, I did not put any other thing outside of, I did not bring about lifestyle, because guess what? You will not think about parties, you will not think about shoes, or you will not be thinking of clothes if there's a loss of income. But you still have to eat, you still have to pay your rent or pay your mortgage, all of those. So those four things are what you are supposed to have in your emergency fund. So the first thing first is your emergency fund. Start with 1 month, right? 1 month, right? Once you have that, what is this going to help you to do? This is going to help you to build one thing. It's going to give you some form of confidence and some form of financial peace. Because guess what? Some people, as of today, HR is just going to their office. They are already turning their head. They are worried. They are already sweating out palpitation, just because they do not have a financial backup. They do not have a safety net in a case where there is a job loss or there is a loss of income. Emergency fund is very key. That's number one. And where do you put that emergency fund? Put it in an high yield savings account within this community, which is what we call the $1 Million League, right? We do two things that we do. We make sure that we grow our money. And secondly, the first thing is protection. Second thing is grow our money. So every dollar needs to work, right? Every dollar needs to work. So think about it. So first of all, emergency fund, that's a protection in a case, to make sure that your family is protected, you can pay your rent. And then the second thing is you making that money grows, right? It's not going to sit in one bank account. It sits in an higher savings account. If you're just new here or you're new to this, higher savings account is basically your regular bank account, but the only difference between your regular bank account and this account is your regular bank account, which is Chase, Wells Fargo, and or whatever, right? They give you what? You get 0.01% return, right? Every single year. That's, for perspective, that is $1 on every 10,000 that you have in your account for a whole year. If you put 10,000, you get $1. Now, we're not going to do that. We are going to put our emergency fund in an high yield savings account. The high yield savings account will give you 3 to 5%, right? 3 to 5%. So it means that on every 10,000, you will have at least $300 to $500 every single year. Remember, the goal, and we're not also going to put it in the stock market or put it in real estate, because we need it to be liquid. It is an emergency fund, and for that purpose, we keep it as an emergency. We have it liquid such that in a case of emergency, you have access to it, but which is the protection. The second thing is that you are growing the money. You're growing it. So that's the first thing. Back to my friend that asked the question. For Canada, what is IU savings account? Their IU savings account, just go on Kemi, go on your and we can check it right now. Just go online and check top IU savings account or best IU savings account in June 2026, right? June 2026, and you will find the list. Where's my iPad? We'll find the list. We can check it right here. We'll find the list of top IU savings account. Ondo, thank you so much for the daily admin. Make sure you click on that follow button and join the $1 Million League. So just check it. If you're in the US, I can give you Capital One, give you 3.3%, right? SoFi give you about SoFi gives you SoFi gives you 5%, 4%, and then you also get some perks, right? Sign in if you have your account open. So the other day, someone got $400, right, for just opening accounts with SoFi. There's also Vero that give you 5%, right? That is the only money that we put in there is the high yield savings account. And I'm checking this for Kemi, which is best high yield savings account. The only thing is that you need to make sure that it is insured. IE savings account in Canada in 2026. In June, we're in June, right? June 2026. And I do have a lot of clients in Canada that, I know that so there is top ISA, right? It's ISA in Canada. There is EQ Bank that gives you 2.75. Rama, welcome to the $1 Million League. Congratulations joining the $1 Million League. So there's EQ Bank. There is First Ontario Credit Union IU Interest E-Savings Account. No, that's up to a 0.0. We're not doing that. Home Trust I Interest Savings Account, 2.8%. Obert, HUBRT, Financial Happy IU Savings Account, 2.30. So there are quite a number of, right? You would see it right there. There's also, there's simply financial, right? There's simply financial that gives you about 4.6%, right? Tangerine gives you 4.5%, and it also has a good bonus. So those are so many. Just go online, CIBC 4.6%. Yeah, is Wealthsimple there? Wealthsimple isn't Wealthsimple is an investment account. These are bank accounts. Wealthsimple is an investment account. So if you want to, this is high yield savings account. This is just your regular bank account, not an investment account. Okay, right? It's not an investment account. Wealthsimple is a brokerage account, if I'm correct. Oh yes. So you're not buying. This is just your regular bank account. But it's going to give you three. It's not CD. It's just regular bank account. They just give you a higher interest, right? And for the people in the US, you have Capital One, you have Vero, you have SoFi, you have American Express, you have maybe welcome in, you have American Express, you have so many, you have Barclays, you have Bangkok. But just make sure that whatever you're doing, it is FDIC insured, meaning that your money is protected up to $250,000. There's no reason why you should actually have $250,000 in an IE savings account. That's part of the strategy we're going to be talking here, because you're not going to be building wealth, right? You're not going to be building wealth, putting that. All that we put in this community, all that we put in an IE savings account is our emergency fund of 3 to 6 months. Now, why is that very important? Because it's a safety net. In a case of the income loss, all right, something happens, you do make sure you know that your family is protected. You have the skill already. All you have to do is dust your resume, right? Bad radius to the whatever, it's their loss. You move on to another one. But guess what? You take a rest, and then you get another job and you move on. That's what it helps you to do. Versus going into, if you don't have an emergency fund, what's going to happen is that you realize that a lot of people don't have it, and when it happens, when life happens, then they start going into debt. They start having payday loan. They start maxing out their credit card. Guess what? All those credit debt at 27%. But guess what? If you have already taken care of your emergency fund and it's really there for you in a case of emergency, then you'd realize that in an actual emergency, you are good. And welcome to the $1 Million League. This is I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology. I help professionals turn their income into real wealth. So, and of course, I've been investing for close to 2 decades, and I am just teaching you what I've learned, both as from the book, as a doctor, and also as an investor, as a serial investor. I own and manage double-digit real estate portfolio, as well as also invest consistently in the stock market as well. And everything I tell you, either emergency fund or whatever, it's something that I do because I have also been in corporate America working for close to 2 decades as well. So I understand everything that everyone talks about as a professional. So the one thing is that when that income increases, do not let the inflation follow it. Do not let that lifestyle take over, right? Then the second thing is that have your emergency fund. The third thing is that why are high income earners, why do they feel broke? The other thing is that no asset. A lot of time we follow the what the society tells us. Get a job, go to school, get a job, and of course, start funding lifestyle, right? That's what you, there is no place of building wealth. There's no place of building assets. There's no place of, oh, you know what, you can and do it for 45 years. Nobody, the system just tells us that. And we all just take that as is, right? Yeah. So the next thing is no asset. No asset. Kemi, thank you so much for putting that in. No asset, right? The next thing is that no asset. So how do you cure that? Make sure you have asset. How do you have asset? Ensuring that you do not allow lifestyle creep, because everything is all linked together. Ensuring there's no lifestyle creep, because when there's lifestyle creep, your income is here, your lifestyle is here, meaning that your expense is matching up your income. So you have nothing else left. You're just using your life to, you are just spending your life to fund lifestyle. That's all you're doing. But if your income is here and your expense is here, then you have more than enough to do what, to put it towards asset. So you need to ensure, right? Because first thing, if all that you do is to take the money and you put it in the in the bank account, you're not going to grow wealth as well. Because guess what? There's something called the rule of 72. Rule of 72 tells you how long it takes your money to double. If you put your money in the bank, right, we get the return of 0.01%, right? High yield savings account give you 3.5%, which is a different kind of account. But your regular bank account give you 0.01%. If you take number 72, I did not create it. If you take number 72, Stephanie, welcome in, and you divide it by 0.01, what you get is 7,200. It means that it's going to take you, hi Stephanie, it takes you 7,200 years to double your money. So it simply means that your money, you're not growing your wealth, you're not building wealth if you are putting your money in the bank account. But then let's switch it around and you take some of your money, the same money, and you put it towards asset like ETF. What's going to happen? You realize that like an S&P 500 has returned 10%, 8 to 12% in the past 30 to 40 years, averagely. In the past 10 years, it's done 14 to 15%. If you take the number 72 divided by 10, which is what is done in 30 years, 40 years, right? It means that your money is going to double. Using the same calculation, 72 divided by 10, your money is going to double in 7 years and 2 months, right? And then if you take what S&P 500 has done in the past 10 years, your money is going to double in less than 5 years. If you put it in NASDAQ 100, it's even going to be shorter, 3 years. And if you put it in more, that's how you know, am I growing wealth or am I simply funding lifestyle, right? Growing wealth or funding lifestyle. If you are not, because I'll say it here, you have to be intentional about building wealth. If you are just saying that, okay, you are open and open, or you are praying and praying, it's not going to build wealth. You have to be intentional. So things like this, every single time, where is my money? Am I putting it towards asset, or am I using it towards expenses? Am I putting it towards liability? Am I putting my money towards depreciating lifestyle liability, or am I putting it towards appreciating cash flowing asset? Appreciating cash flowing assets will grow your money. Depreciating lifestyle liability is taking money away from you. That you're not building well. But guess what? A lot of high income earners, that's the category they find themselves. That's where they put themselves. They want the latest car, the latest, clothes, and all of the, the big names. But guess what? It's not going to build you wealth. The other thing that people, the high income earners, what also makes them go broke is too much debt, right? Because of the lifestyle, right? Because of the lifestyle inflation, there is so much debt that is incurred. Remember, when you get to that 6-figure salary, what happened? all the floodgates of credit card came to you, right? Everybody, all of the companies, certainly all of a sudden they decided to love you, show you love, right? That's what happened, because they will say, oh, you have been pre-approved, you have been pre-approved, you have been pre-approved. Yes, but that is the setup for failure. And that's why a lot of people are income earners. A lot of them, that's why they stay stuck, because they get all of this credit card, they get all of this loan, and guess what? They're living on a lifestyle that their income cannot fund. It is the debt that is funding the lifestyle. So they're already on a negative. Oh, no worries, no worry. How are you, Mabel? How are you doing? I hope you've registered for the Wealth Building Academy. And for everyone that is here, we have a Wealth Building Academy this weekend where we're going to elaborate further. It's going to be this weekend. It's free, but registration is required. And as a matter of fact, I think we only have about three seats left. So for anyone that have not registered, I want to believe that everybody here has registered. Make sure you click on the follow button. And if you have not, okay, yes, maybe I did, but let me just show it for the people, for the purpose of the people that are just new here. We add, and make sure you click on the follow. How do I register? That's what I'm going to be showing right now. I think we only have about 3 seats left, except
do anything. Yeah. Like,
except they extended. Except that I'm not going to be the only one teaching. We have 3 more doctors that are teaching. An executive director of graduate admissions is going to be teaching us how to go to school without paying any dollar, not paying a dime. He's going to be teaching us. Then a chief information security officer is going to be teaching AI cybersecurity. We also have the Dr. O, who is going to be coming to teach us. He's a clinical therapist. They will all come share their own to teach you, and I will be taking the smart in how to put your assets, all those kind of things are the things, and protection. So you find it. This is my bio right here. So you see it right here. If you want to step out, you can step out from there and go to my bio. You would see a nestyou.me right here. Let me see. Let me flip there. All right. So can you see it? Nestyou.me, https://nestyou.me. Click on that. And then you say, it will try to keep you here. Click on open anyway. All right. And then if you see, it will try to, that's the first one that's pinned right here with the reviews right there. The first one right there, you can see it's $0. So if you click on it, it takes you less than 2 minutes to get registered right there. So you see, it's a free live training. So it's going to be live, but it's free. It's going to be 12 noon Central Time. 12 noon Central Time. So you don't want to miss it. So for anybody that have not registered, we'll be talking about it for a few days now. So the seats are almost taken. So take advantage of it to come and learn. It's going to be on Zoom. So you need to register, and then you are going to get your own personalized link to get for registration on Zoom. All right. Did we all get that, or do you need me to show you again? Anybody, did you all get that? Or for anybody that have not registered, then make sure you all, can we tap out the live? Thank you all for tapping out the live. Invite your friends over. I am Mabel, Stephanie Kems, Sharpman, Kwime, Ernest, Akwede. Yeah. Can we keep tapping out the live, inviting our friends over? And we're talking about the 4-step system. Congratulations to that person that just claimed that set. So I think we probably have 3 more seats left at this point. Yeah, make sure you get yourself registered. Don't miss out on this training. That's the last training we're going to be doing this quarter. And I'm not sure we're going to even do any live training next quarter until the last quarter of the year. Right? Because we've been taking live training, free live training, since the all of this quarter, this AMJ. In April, we had this how to buy real estate in 90 days. We had in May, we had how to invest, right? Then in this June, we are having the Wealth Building Academy that is going to cut across everything from beginning to the end. And for the first time in the $1 Million League, we are inviting okay, congrats, Kemi. We are inviting we have other people that will be coming to teach, so you don't want to miss it, right? It's not going to just be Dr. Lina. In the past it's just been me, but this time we have Chief Information Security Officer coming to teach. We have Executive Director of Graduate Admission of one of the leading university in in California. Okay, I'll show it again one more time. So after this, it's until next quarter. And if you're going to be doing any training next quarter at all, it's going to be paid training, because I guess we've done free, right? So let me, so congratulations to everyone that took advantage of this is it under. So go on my bio. You can step out on my bio. If you click on it, step out, and you would find it right here. https://nestu.me. That's it. That's it. The only link that you find there. It will try to keep you here. Click on it, and it's very quick. That's why I like the platform. It's very, very quick. So you can see, then that's the first one right here, the Wealth Building Academy. Click on it, and on that in less than 30 seconds, you will be able to register, and you will get the link to the Zoom. Kemi, please confirm you got the email. You should have gotten an email. If you don't have it in your inbox, check your spam, check your junk, right? Check spam, check junk. All right. So yeah, because that's what you're going to use to access. Otherwise, you won't be able to get in. That's how you're going to access the training on Saturday. And it's this Saturday, June the 6th, 12 noon, right? 12 noon, where we're having this free live training where we have 4 people, right? 4 doctors, as a matter of fact, right? For the first time on this community, the $1 Million League. Congratulations to that person that made that purchase as well, claiming that set. Think at this point, is it going to be 3 or 2 that we have left? 3 seats that we have left. So if you still want to take advantage of it, okay. Yeah, okay, you did. Congratulations. Congratulations to you. Awesome. So no asset is the other thing. Then the other thing is that then what are the different assets? We have assets that we talk about here when we might be wondering, what does asset mean, right? We talk about things like ETF, right? Investing in the stock market, specifically use the ETF and index fund, because that's where the multimillionaires, we follow the strategy of multimillionaires, because here we say it's a $1 Million League, right? I have done the strategy of, get rich quick scheme. It did not work for me. I lost $99,000, and a little bit less than 100,000 was what I lost 6 years ago. And I lost it to penny stock, day trading, and options trading, right? So that's when I moved from being, all this get rich or whatever, double your money overnight. And I moved to, what does the multimillionaire do? What do they do? As a matter of, so what do somebody like Warren Buffett, you can Google him. Hello, sorry for saying, yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that, James. Make sure you click the follow button and come and learn how to genuinely make money. Okay, James? Come and learn how to genuinely make money the right way, right? So take the, we talk about what things like Warren Buffett does. Kwame, congratulations joining the $1 Million League. Congratulations to you doing that, joining the community of millionaires. Your way to get to that $1 Million status in 10 years or less. That's what we do here, right? Not get rich quick scheme. And thank you all for tapping out the live. Really appreciate that. Thank you for sharing the live, Mabel, because it just helps. That's the only language the algorithm understand, to bring more people here. And then we are impacting lives and, making. Thank you so much for the repost as well, Kwame, and everyone doing that, tapping out the live, sharing out the live. So the thing about it is that too much debt, like people's lifestyle, because you're trying to impress others, you want to show that you have arrived, or you want to tell somebody, right? But guess what? It doesn't build wealth, right? We're following the strategies that the multimillionaire uses, right? Somebody like a Warren Buffett, when they asked him, he says, just keep it simple, right? And we've looked at where does the multimillionaires, where do they put their money? And we've figured it out. Go online, go take your iPad, take your phone and check on Google. Where does the multimillionaire, where do they put their money? How do they invest? You want to become something, right? Then go and check how the people that have succeeded, how have they done it? And once you know that, just execute it. You have the exact, a lot of time, you have the exact blueprint in plain sight, but it's just that people don't want to follow it. What's his name? Jeff Bezos, who is the owner of Amazon, the second richest man, did an interview and was asking Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is, we call him the Lord of Investing. He's 96. Is the owner of Berkshire Hathaway, right? Hathaway, whatever, right? They were asking, so he was saying that why do people not follow your process, like your investing method? And he said that that's because it's so simple. And because it's so simple, people feel that to build wealth is very complicated. When in real sense, it's not complicated. It's just in the simple things. Consistency, keep it simple and follow that step. It's not, and then staying in the market enough for you, let compounding do the job. And he said, but guess what? People do not want delayed gratification. People want instant gratification. I was with a client yesterday as part of my mentorship program, and I was telling her, we were just having a conversation. I said, what's your retirement plan? And she said she doesn't know, because she was like, I said, how much do you want to put in your retirement? And I said, you know that she's 35. I said, now that you're 35, you still have about 30 years, right, to retirement or whatever. If you decide to work till then. I said, if you start putting 7,000, if you start maxing out your Roth IRA at 7,500, 7,500, that's 7,000 TFSA in Canada, ISA. That is, I think about 7,000 in Europe as well, right? That is, it's a tax advantage that can. I said, if you start maxing out your 7,500, which is $625 a month, $312, 50 cents every 2 weeks, and maybe about $20 a day. I said, if you start putting that away from that age 35, by the time you turn 65, with compounding, go and calculate how much it is. And it was millions of dollars. And this is tax free. Tax free. It means that the money is going to grow tax free. And then you're wondering how long, how much. But a lot of people do not want to wait that way, right? How much did she put in? She only put in 185,000, and then she gets $1.6 million when we did the compound interest calculator. All she has to do is every single year just max out 7,500, and then she's on her way to become a millionaire. She has some other ones that other money, right? Because she wants to put in so much, right? She's making decent money. She wants to put so much, like, okay, I want to invest. I said, no, come. How much do you need in retirement? I said, it's over $1 million enough for you in retirement. She said, yo, absolutely, that's more than enough. And then I was like, okay, then let's max out your Roth IRA, right? She doesn't have 401k. I said, max out your Roth IRA. That's all that you need to do for the next 35 years. Be diligent with that. Nothing stops that ever, right? But then the only other thing is that put the other part in the brokerage account. Let that one grow, because you use it for now, right? Because you cannot take the Roth IRA or your retirement account right now until when you are 59 and a half, right? So put the other one. And those are the things that you need to start thinking about. A lot of people do not even think about their future, right? It's in the little things, right? In the little things. But we incur so much there. The other thing is that we are depending on one paycheck. That's why the high income earners, we just focus on that focus, right? I'm a vice president. My day job is vice president of technology. I'm just focused on that vice president job only. That's just my income. But guess what? That's not building wealth, because one stream of income is close to no stream of income. I say it again, one stream of income is close to no stream of income. What do I mean? 30,000 employees were laid off. It's already more than 30 days in Oracle in one day. Even the HR did not have the dignity. Congratulations to that person that just made that purchase. I think we have 2 more spots left on the Wealth before the Wealth Building Academy. Yeah. So imagine, 30,000. The HR or the company did not even have the dignity or respect to even call them into one-on-one. But how do you call 30,000 employees and start talking to each of them one-on-one? They send them in an email to say that, your job has ended. Some people got to work that day and their access card stopped working. That's how they knew that they lost their jobs. And that's a fantastic company. Oracle is an amazing company. But guess what? 30,000 people, 30,000 family lost their livelihood in one day. Guess what happens in the stock market? The stock of Oracle went up because guess what? The owner just removed a lot of his expenses, so it's more profit for them. So you're just I'm sorry to say, and I'm not sorry, we are just a number, because I am also a vice president of technology, so I'm in the corporate America, so whatever I'm saying relates to me as well, right? But the only thing is that why I might be different from others is that I think about multiple streams of income. So a lot of high income earners focus on that high income only. They do not focus on how do I turn that income into real wealth? How can I turn that income into asset and then get financial freedom? How do I turn that income into multiple streams of income? Take this income, put it in this, let it generate money, making sure that your money is working for you. You don't need to quit your job. But while you're at that job, before they take it from you or before you decide to leave the place, make sure that you are taking something sufficient, putting it, which is your money, instead of using it funding lifestyle. Take some of those money and use it to fund something called asset. The asset will start generating something for you called cash flow, and then the cash flow is now going to replace that your income. Now make you work, make you work optional, right? Up working because you want to work, not because you have to work to pay bills. They're two different things, right? And that's where you now have, right? A lot of time when we say multiple streams of income, a lot of people think that, oh, you know what? I need to go write an ebook. Oh, I need to uh, do another business. I need to do whatever. It could just be your money working for you. Like, right? And if you want to learn everything about that, you want to make sure that you are in the Wealth Building Academy, right? The free life training this weekend, that's your opportunity to ask questions, how to go about it to end that one paycheck to paycheck. I'm not one of those coaches that will tell you, oh, leave your job and become an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody, right? Even though I'm an entrepreneur, I own and manage double-digit real estate portfolio, right? I own that. So if you want to, like, okay, I'm still going to keep my job. I'm doing this because I tell you, I do exactly what I'm doing. I tell you exactly what I do, right? So if you want to exactly take that your income, right? Exactly, that's your income, right? And transfer some of it towards asset, like making an additional streams of income for you. That is what that's what this is all about, because you now start having cash flow. It's about this income. Take a little bit to fund lifestyle. Take that income, use it to fund asset would give you something. It gives you cash flow. That cash flow is now going to fund your lifestyle, right? It gets to a point that asset will generate so much cash flow that this cash flow actually is higher than that your income. And when you get to that, that's when people would say that, you know what, I am working because I just feel like working. I just like the job. Tammy, welcome. Sophie, welcome in. And thank you all for tapping out the live, sharing out the live, invite your friends. And if you've been sitting here for more than 5 minutes and you found value, make sure you click the follow button and join the community of millionaires. Because here we talk about strategies that would help you build wealth, right? End the paycheck to paycheck cycle, end the one paycheck cycle, right? And of course, give you financial peace. A lot of people are just financially stressed, right? It's, finances are one of the main thing that put people under pressure, right? People are a lot more than ever, right? More than ever right now. The economy, I don't know, market is at all-time high, but the economy is like, people are crying more than ever. People are crying more than ever because everything is more expensive than order, but then income is not going up. Much layoff than unemployment, and layoff more than ever. So if you want to learn that, make sure you join the Wealth Building Academy this weekend, right? This weekend it is free, but registration is required, and you'll find the link in my bio. Hey, I may just also get a daily admin. Thank you so much for that. So how many of you make good money, but then you still feel you still don't feel wealthy. Put one if that's your case. Put one if you make some decent money, right? But then you still don't feel financially wealthy, or you don't feel wealthy. Yeah, because I tell you, even with my also like 2 years ago, right before I started, until I started building assets and putting it towards and started getting decent cash flow. Like already, I mean, today is the third, and I'm sending to the few tenants that I still have left that have not paid their rent. I'm sending emails to them. Eviction is already on your door tomorrow, right? And a lot of times they all just comply, right? But if they don't, of course, but guess what? Now imagine you have multiple of that income coming every single month to you into your account. That is, you did not, I mean, all that you're doing there is your money that is doing the work, right? Your money did the work, right? Your money did the work. It's not that you're working, right? You are not actively working. It's a passive working, right? So, the wealth formula, let's talk about the wealth formula. The basically wealth formula is have your income. It starts with your income, right? Income first. Then number two is that you put it towards assets. This asset is going to give you cash flow, like I said. And then when you get the cash flow, it's going to give you freedom. So think what is financial freedom? Because I always say that I don't teach about money, even though this is money talk. I talk, if you can call it financial freedom talk. That's what this is all about, because money is just a tool to get you there. Because that your income is money. That we need the money to buy the asset. And then the asset is going to create something called money, which is cash flow. And then the cash flow is going to now give us something called the financial freedom. Oh, Lebs, how are you? Yesterday was really amazing in your life. It was really amazing. Thank you so much for sharing about depression. That was amazing. So yeah, and that's it, right? Income. The income will pay bills, and then asset will build wealth, and of course, cash flow buys freedom. Just imagine yourself, right? Imagine yourself being in right now. You probably have worked. This is 216. 216. So it means that a lot of people have worked for 6 hours, 16 minutes, right? If you're in Central Time, you would have worked 6 hours, 16 minutes. That's how long you have been working today, right? Just imagine for that same long hours that you have worked now, and you still have about maybe 2 hours or less to go for 8 hours shift, right? Imagine that money that you have made. Let's say you make $100 an hour. That's $600 that you have made. Imagine you being on one island, maybe on the Bora Bora, or on what's this on one island, and you are sipping your coconut water, maybe in Bahamas, and then that money is still going into your pocket. You're not, and that's what, hey, thank you so much for that. You are not, you are, just imagine that, right? And that's what it means by being financially free, because you do not have to trade your time for money. It doesn't, any time that when your money stops, where you stop working, right? When your money stops, when you stop working, that means it's an active income. That's not financial freedom. That means you're trading your time for money. But when your money is still, your money is still coming in, regardless of if you are working, you are sleeping, or you are in a vacation, then that is financial freedom. So regardless of how much you earn, right? How much you are earning on a month or a week or whatever, even if you are earning 500,000, so far your income stops. If you do not work, then you're not building. I mean, that is not financial freedom. But remember, here is financial freedom is the goal. Ability to live life at your own terms. And what can help give, one of the ways that you can have financial freedom is when you have assets that gives you cash flow. Cash flow will give you freedom. Income pays bills. Cash flow gives you freedom, right? So if your goal is financial freedom, then it means that you have to invest in assets. If your goal is you want to just pay bills, then of course, absolutely, by all means, continue to do your income and be funding your lifestyle, right? But that's what they call paycheck to paycheck. That's what they call hamster wheel and the rat race. But if your goal is financial freedom, enjoying the scenario that I just talked about right now, right? Then you want to chase, you want to make sure that your income translates to asset, and then that your asset will now get you the financial freedom that you need. So now let's talk about the different example of assets, right? Different example of assets that we have. We have ETFs. Here we talk about you investing in the stock market, right? Because if your money just sits in a bank, your money is not growing, right? Rule of 72. Your money doesn't grow in the bank. It takes you 7,200 to years. And I'm not kidding, 7,072 divided by 0.01. Financial freedom is the goal. Absolutely, and Bell. Financial freedom, money is just a tool. Financial freedom is the goal, right? Because if you want to manage your mental health, you want to be in the right state of mind, then make sure that financial freedom is part of that, your goal. If you don't put it in your goal, then well, you might struggle a little bit, because it gets to a certain time, no matter how much you enjoy that job, there's a time that you just want to control your own time and manage your own time, and it's not somebody else that is managing your time for you, right? So financial freedom is definitely the goal. So how do you gain that financial freedom? It's something called asset that gives you cash flow. Example of asset will be you putting your money in the stock market. Now, there's different types of stock market. There's the risk when it comes to stock market, but there's also the risk when you just leave it in the bank. First, the bank gives you 0.01%. It means it takes you 7,200 years for your money to double. On top of that, there is inflation every single year. The inflation right now in the United States is at 3.8%. As a month ago, it was 3.2%. It means that for every $1,000, you're losing for every $100, you're losing $3.80. Almost $4 is what you're losing every single year. So it means that aside the fact that your money is not growing, you are also losing it to inflation. All right. So that might be the reason. So it might be the reason why you are not growing wealth, and your colleague or that you earn the same thing, right, is building wealth, and you see that, okay, are we earning the same money? And you are already thinking, I think this person, is gone to Africa and they're doing some things for this person. That's why this person is making more money. Or you have started looking at this person. This person is actually a scam, is doing fraud. That's why he's making more money. Hell no, the person is not making more, is not doing any of those things. The only difference is that somebody is more financially savvy and smart than the other. One is putting his money in the bank and saving aggressively to a basket that is taking 3.8% away from his money percent every single year, and on top of that, the money is only growing at 0.01%. So the person's money is never going to grow. As a matter of fact, your money is going down. And there's the other person that is putting the money in the stock market that is also very aggressive, because it's chasing hypes, right? He's chasing hypes and he's losing. He will gain today, do day trading, do options trading, do penny stock, and he gains the money today, then next month he loses it. That's another category, right? The other person is even, then there's the other one that is just doing it consistently, right? Doing it like a clockwork, doing his Roth IRA, $625 every single month, and then is already becoming on his way to $1 million status. And there's another one, and then he also has his own brokerage account that is just going at 15%, at 20%, and he's doing it consistently like a clockwork. And that person is building wealth. The three of them, they will get to a certain, at age 50 or at age 45. The number two would say, you know what? I can retire right now. The one that was putting money in savings account will definitely work to 65. And then after 65, you will still go back to Walmart and stand there as an old person, still elderly, still working there, right? And it's really the truth. right? Because the person was trusting so much that, okay, 401k and savings. And then there's the third part, the other person that will lose the money today and then gain the money because he might just, yeah, will have high blood pressure. Hey, so far, how are you doing? Yeah, how are you doing? So, and that's it. That's really it. So you we here within this community, which is the $1 million game, all that we focus is number two, right? We are never at the high risk, and then we are not at the low risk. We are at the moderate. We are moderate investors. Two things that is paramount to us is protection, right? Three things actually: protection. Number two is delayed gratification, and number three is growing wealth, right? We are growing our wealth. Those are the three criteria that we have here. Hey, thank you so much for that. I'm okay. I am okay, Safara. So good to have you, right? So good to have you. So how then, with the strategy we talk about here, I talk about this multi-millionaire strategy, right? That we use here. So number one, we have something like ETF. But then that whenever we are investing in the stock market, we're invested in ETF, not individual stocks. And you have been wondering, so what's the difference? ETF is basket of stocks. Instead of me buying individual stock, I am buying a whole basket of stocks, right? So take for instance, Coca-Cola. And I'll use that example a lot, right? Coca-Cola, maybe a little batch of it got, a batch of it got poisonous and people got sick from it. What's going to happen? The stock market of people would boycott Coca-Cola for a little bit, and of course they would, what's going to happen? They're going to lose some money, right? There might be litigation, and what's going to happen to the stock of Coca-Cola? It's going to come down, it's going to fall. Or something like Amazon. The boy, how are you? Welcome in, and make sure you click on that subscribe button on the YouTube side. So good to have you. Right. So what's going to happen? Let's take another one. AWS. AWS is owned by AWS is owned by Amazon, right? AWS owns the data center. It's a data center from Amazon. And thank you so much for the repost. Right. AWS is owned by Amazon. Amazon is like the data center of so many companies, but managed by Amazon. Let's assume that there is a breach. It means that there's a vulnerability or a data breach of so many data for so many companies, right? That's privacy, right? That's the privacy. There's a whole lot of regulation and all of that that's going to come up, GDPR and all of the PII, all those things that come with people's data, right? Because of that, there's going to be what people are going to sue AWS, right? And indirectly, that is also Amazon. What's going to happen to the stock of Amazon? Even though Amazon is a solid company, the stock is going to come down. And because the stock comes down, think about it. If you were invested, you'd have $100. If you're invested in Amazon only, or thank you so much for the repost, all apps, and let's keep tapping out the live, sharing out the live. Thank you all for doing that. And if you've been sitting here for more than 5 minutes, check if you have not clicked on that follow button and join the $1 Million League. Obviously, if you've been here for more than 5 minutes or 5 minutes or more, it simply means that you have found value, right? It means that you have found value. So click on the follow button so that you can learn some more strategies that we use here, right? We keep it simple and join the $1 Million League, community of people that want to get to that $1 million status in 10 years or less, right? Versus 45 years working from age 20 to 65, right? That's what is happening. Oh, thank you so much for the roses, and thank you for all of the gifts. Really appreciate all of that. And thank you for tapping out the live. So having said that, so think about it. What's going to happen to, oh, thank you, Olebs. What's going to happen to a company like Amazon? If you put all your money on Amazon, what's going to happen? It simply means that if Amazon goes down, it means that you lose your money. That's what it simply means. You're going to lose your money in Amazon, 100% of your money. But guess what? If you put it in an ETF, the same money, if you put it in an ETF, what's going to happen? In the ETF, exchange traded funds, it's a fund. So it simply tells you that it's not just one company. So you have Amazon, you probably have Coca-Cola, you have Exxon, you have Apple, you have Google, Microsoft, Nvidia, all of them in that company. If something happens to one company, right? Let's say it happens to Amazon in that basket. Can you lose all your money? Yes or no? In the ETF, can you lose your money, 100% of your money? If Amazon goes down, what's going to happen? Can you, in an ETF, is it possible for you to lose all your money? We have no, exactly. That's it, chess cake. Thank you so much for the answer. Yeah, and OLEPs, yes, you can lose all your money if you just put all your money on Amazon. But if you buy an ETF, right? Etami, thank you so much for the response. If you buy an ETF and it's just Amazon is one company out of, let's say, 500 companies using the S&P 500. Amazon is one company, right? Amazon is one company out of 500 companies. If it goes down, you still have 499 companies. So at the end of the whole thing, yeah, exactly. I understand what you were saying, Olebs. I do understand. That's why I already responded to that. At the end of the whole thing, so what's going to happen? What's going to happen is that your money is protected. So that's how you hedge against the risk in the market, because there is the risk in the market. Not investing in the stock market or not investing at all, it's just almost saying that, you know what? They said that something is going to kill. They said cancer kills, right? And then you're like, okay, you know what? That can let it come and kill me, or whatever. Okay, you say that. Okay, car can kill. For instance, a car can kill you, and then because you said, okay, well, car can kill. Let me just stay on the highway. It's going to kill anyways, and then you get killed. That's the way it is when you leave your money in the bank, because inflation will come automatically, right? 3.8%, you're going to lose it by default, and then you only get 0.01. But then when you invest in the stock market, right, there's the risk of you losing your money, right? So how then do you hedge against that risk? How then do you hedge against that risk? It's by, give me 1 second, please. I need to urgently attend to family. I'll be